Oh, what do you want to start with?
We're gonna start with Little Sisters because Lisa was really excited when she joined
Little
the
Women.
show, and the Little Women. I'm sorry, I was reading the thing.
That's the black version, Jason.
That's the black
Little
version.
Sisters is the black
This is
version.
the black version.
Yeah.
That's when we're gonna pitch our spinoff to that show to Netflix, because we also have to take every Korean drama or anything made in Korea and to make a Americanized
American
version.
Yep.
I know.
Like they're doing the Train to Busan, which is weird because where they would go, what trains go anywhere,
right? Little sisters. That's the thing. So I just came up with it right there. You're welcome, Netflix.
I don't know. I think I've heard of that before. I'm not quite sure. It seems very familiar. Sisters become embroiled in a major incident and face off against the wealthiest family in the nation. The nation being Korea, I believe. I'm not entirely sure.
Yes.
So, if you haven't joined us before, and if you have, then you know that we do a once in this review. So, since Lisa, you're the one that brought this up, go ahead, girl. Drop your once in this review.
Okay, once in this review for Little Women. Proof that we must eat the rich before they get bored and start eating us.
Jason, what you got for us?
My once in this review is this felt like a more convoluted version of Parasite mixed with M. Night Shyamalan.
So are you saying there's a twist at the end that was unsatisfying?
Jason only watched 4 episodes.
I'm sorry. I'm lazy. I started watching The Bastard Son of the Devil himself over the weekend, which I should have not have been watching. Instead, I should have been watching this. But I finished that series. But my once in this review is Mo Money, Mo Problems.
For real.
But Lisa recommended this to us because she was super excited when she joined the show. It's like, do y'all ever watch Korean dramas? And I'm like, no.
Sorry.
So
like at first when she said, "Do we watch like Korean dramas?" I'm like, "Oh, like North versus South." Like,
yeah, I've been watching that for years.
right. Yeah.
Have I ever watched 2 Korean people get into it in Duluth? Yes, I have. Is that what you mean?
It's a different kind of drama.
Yes.
A different kind of drama. But we are watching Little Women, not to be confused with the 1868 novel by some old white lady. But all right, Lisa, do you want to start us off on how you feel about the show and the story of this show for us?
I agree with what Jason said. It had a very like opposite Parasite, Like, did you finish the show, Jason?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, literally, it was just spoilers, y'all. This show wrapped up in October, so it's very new. So it's a very, very new show on Netflix, and it's only 12 episodes. But anyway, yeah, like literally just the rich of the rich bored as crap, and we're like, hey, let's just find these 3 little girls and fuck up their lives. It seemed like it's just like, holy crap. And it was so good every episode. And that's why I love K-dramas, because they really know how to, like, they end an episode and it's enough of a cliffhanger where you want to watch the next one, but you don't have to, like, you can go to sleep if you need to, like, it's not so bad to where you're like, oh my God, now I gotta go. But oh gosh, I never knew that a flower could be so menacing. I suppose that Batman, what's his name? Batman Begins should have taught me that, but I just forgot like how scary sometimes flowers can be. So yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought that the production quality was insane. Like, just visually, I just felt like every episode I was watching a movie. So
I will admit, and I'm gonna say 2 things. One really, really fucked up, and one that's like legitimate but going to sound off. So let's go with the one that's legitimate but sounds off. Watching this, was like getting water tortured. Like a drip of water just keep hitting my forehead. But I mean this in a totally good way because it was like every episode just ramped up the anxiety every notch. And I remember even Lisa was like, "Oh, it's so like you told us," and I guess I just didn't believe it. But every episode I was like, "Oh, we're at a 3." Then after episode, "Oh, we're at a 4." Now we're at a 6. And it just keeps going and going. And I'm watching this and I'm like, "Oh my god." But here's the real fucked up statement: is that it took me at least like
that first one wasn't fucked up.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, this one goes.
It just gets more, Jason. It's just more and more. Like you said, every episode, just like what the.
Right, exactly. Now, and please forgive me. I'm not this type of person. I've been raised better, but it took me like 7 episodes to realize these were different women.
Oh my god!
I'm just gonna be that asshole. I'm just gonna be that asshole. But and finally, I was like, hold on. That ain't the same girl. And it was like 7 episodes deep, bro. I'm thinking they're playing with time, and this is like flash forwards and flashbacks. And I realized all this is going on at the same time. And these are all different women. Only what I knew was the little sister was different. And then, but my logic knew it was different women because at the beginning of the movie or show, they were having the birthday and all that. But it's just
all in the same room together at the same time.
yes.
Times.
But as the show goes on, they're separate. So for a while, I'm like, hold on, is that the reporter or is that the chick that worked in the office? Or if that
the office chick is cuter.
Well, if she's not drunk, it's not
the she's not drunk.
Look,
she's not the
I know it's bad, but at least I'm being honest that like part of the plot was lost on me because I did not know these were different women for a while. And then when I finally figured out, I was like, oh, this all makes way more sense. And then yes, the show started being way more enjoyable for me because at first I was like, I have no idea what they're doing. And how is she in 2 places at once? And why is she with this man? But then why she... And then I realized because they were totally different people and human beings doing totally different things that just happen to be interconnected. So, yeah, shame on me. But I will take that L and still say that I still enjoyed it because it's still... Even with me not figuring it out, I was still like, ooh, that boss is creepy. Ooh, that guy's creepier. Like, yeah.
Jason, just to help you out, just to drive away anybody else that's Korean watching the show. Every time I see a Korean boy band, I think it's BTS. So I have
you better stop. You better stop.
So just to drive away every other Korean person that was watching the show, like, these guys are pretty cool and they seem to be pretty, pretty progressive. Like, we don't know what people look like.
BTS is making a lot of music. And you're like, that's
like,
not.
They got thousands of songs.
Music. Thank you very much.
As the only person that's only watched like 4 episodes, I still look. All right, as I said, I got distracted. I'm sorry, but this show was definitely like it pulls you in. It's like, hey, you want a little bit more? You want a little bit more? Come on in. Just a little bit more. Here's a little bit more drama for you. Here's a little bit more subterfuge. Oh, guess what? They're all connected. See that blue flower? Now they're all getting it everywhere. And it's like, dang, man, like, hey, y'all need to stop messing with the rich and powerful. I'm just saying, just leave them people alone. And
they didn't do it. Like, they came out of nowhere. They're just living their lives trying to send their little sister on a holiday.
Yeah.
These rich people have been like messing with their lives for years. Well, you would know that if you watched the show, Jason.
Yes.
But also in the first few episodes that I have watched, the one thing that a lot of the drama, this Jason, not that Jason, both of you Jasons, because you all look alike anyway.
Yes. I thought that for the song. Yes. Okay.
And my friend David Kim gets on here and he goes, "Why is there 2 pictures of Jason up there? I don't understand."
Right. One of us is just Jonathan Minor, and the other one's just Jason A. So
okay, so I have to tell you guys this. So actually, I did write this down. Okay, so there is an episode, Jason. Episode 8 is where everything gets like bonkers,
where everything
ridiculous.
Shit hits the fan.
So episode 8 or episode 9, I think it's episode 8. They're in Singapore for pretty much like the whole episode,
and they find the friend,
and they're speaking English. And I'm watching it, and I am like, because no subtitles popped up when they're speaking English, and I was just like, wait, what are they saying? Like, and then my brain had to remind me, girl, you speak English.
Look, mine did the exact same thing. And I was like, oh, I gotta rewind.
I can't say that I did this on this show because I haven't got to that part yet.
Yeah.
But I have watched a movie that was in German, and I got a little bit, my perception was altered, if you want to say.
Yeah.
And I was watching, and there's a part that's in English, but they also have the subtitles as well. So I'm reading the subtitles, and I'm hearing that, and I go, "Did I just learn German?" Why can I understand these people?
I'm with you, Lisa. I did the exact same thing. I'm like, "Did my subtitles turn off? Like, why is this not?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're singing in English. Oh, okay, all right, I got it.
Yeah, I had to rewind it because my brain like wasn't catching up with me, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay, girl, you speak English. Let's go."
There's one thing that
admit, go ahead.
There's one thing in the show that I don't like, but it's a part of pretty much everything that is involved in drama is that a lot of the initial drama would be wouldn't exist if the sisters just like talk to one another. Just like, hey, this is what's going on with me, and maybe you can stop trying to help me out, or we're good over here, and
that
stop.
Also kind of gets addressed later too.
Yeah, I'm sure they will get addressed later, but
sister.
In the beginning of it, it's like, especially with the middle sister who's always trying to especially the little sister who is trying to, ingratiate herself, or they've already ingratiated herself with this family. And she's like, you got to stop. And the sister's like, I want to be here. I want to do this. Leave me alone.
Yeah. But that was also all by design. But like the sisters, they were chosen. Like they were completely targeted. They were all like, they picked the director or whatever. She picked them on purpose, and she was purposely turning him, which also she crazy, the director, the end, she was just, let me tell you, Jason, there's a scene with an acid shower, literally.
Yeah.
And you're just watching this girl's skin melt, and you're like, what?
Damn.
Yes, it's crazy. She's correct. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, the it's funny because I know this is one of those things that if Jonathan Miners would have watched, he'd have been like, oh, I guess the twist already, and when it happens, I go, huh, I should have probably guessed that because it seemed like the likely thing. But then, at that point, when the twist happens and such reappears, you're like, it goes even more bonkers. And I'm like, how is this show doing this to me? I'm sitting here watching this show, and just when I'm thinking, oh, this is the end. Oh, the big reveal, the Scooby-Doo moment, unmask it. And it's nope, we still have more stuff going on. But I do starting to realize a trend when I'm watching, Asian cinema dramas like this, that they always, and this may be because of the culture, they have a huge thing about rich or powerful people being overlords over everybody else. And only thing I have to compare it to was Squid Game, where you realize oh, this is it, and you realize, oh no, this is a whole cabal. This even kind of plays into a situation kind of similar, where it's they're playing all these people just because they just want to do it.
I mean, if you take it from just Squid Game, or as we were talking about earlier, Old Boy, that was about a rich and powerful person just fucking with a normal dude, or not really a normal dude because he ended up fucking his daughter at the end.
Well, that's because of insanity too. So spoiler alert on Old Boy. Spoiler alert
on a 20-year-old movie. Everybody, you should have seen it already. Don't see the Spike Lee version of it, even though you should see the Spike Lee version. But I also want to thank Matthew from TikTok for coming up with that Jonathan Miners thing. Thanks a lot. You ruined my life. What do you think about, we talked about the storyline, but what do y'all think about the characters themselves, the three sisters, and all their powerful overlords that are fucking with their lives? Individually, how do you think they ran this thing?
The oldest sister, I think, was the most
fine.
Yeah, she's the most realistic. I mean, the little sister probably too, because she's so young. The middle sister was fucking annoying. And I feel like she just kept getting like making things worse. Just like worse and worse. And like, they talk about how she says, well, I have a problem drinking. Guess what? Like the bitch still drinking at the end. Like she's not drunk, but there's definitely a scene where she's drinking soju, and I'm like,
and here's the thing. I want
okay.
to interject to all you future alcoholics out there. If you're going to be an alcoholic and drink on the job, vodka is the way to go. It's odorless. No one's gonna smell on your breath. I had a teacher for years. She was drinking tequila.
Tequila.
She had a drawer full of tequila. I'm like, whoa!
like how many bottles do you need? Just bring one to work every day.
Yeah.
Just bring one. Put it in your purse.
And then throw that one away. Like, geez.
Right.
At first, I was like, that's like an absurd amount of tequila to have on your desk. I thought it was planted. But then she's like, no, I gotta drink it.
I thought it was planted too. And
yeah.
Then, if she was making a mouthwash, why wasn't she just drinking schnapps? So then it would at least.
Maybe they couldn't.
Oh, my cat just bit my foot. It hurt so bad. I am so sorry.
The moral of the story, everybody who's listening, is just be a better alcoholic, and we will totally be better alcoholics.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I will say like this: the character development. I mean, just going to that point, I thought the scripting of the show gave you the info that you needed, and it produced like it gave the characters urgency and etc. I will admit to also the first couple episodes, it took me a while to get used to the acting style. Like I do realize that Eni's kind of there way more dramatic in every single moment of everything. And then I'm like, oh, I watch anime. This explains this tracks like the dramatic, like over exaggeration. It almost felt like I was watching a stage play than something on TV. Where stage plays, they have to be more animated because they got to get the people in the back to understand and convey the emotions. Right. So I'll admit, like, just that sometimes distracted me. That they were so like over, especially the intimidating men. They were so over the top, like menacing, like you can almost hear them steaming. Like we need more
twisting their mustaches.
Steam. Right. We need you to look more irritated. Come on. Like, but so I'll admit, like, that did take away from me in the beginning, but then once I got used to it, I could see the things they were putting in and how, like, again, like you said, the middle sister was pretty annoying, but you always got to have one. You always have one. You
have to, yes.
Not everybody can be competent all at the same time. Even though, like, I feel like they made them seem pretty competent in their various areas. I mean, the youngest sister is a freaking savant. I don't even know why they didn't notice that.
Yeah.
But like, especially with the middle sister and her drinking problem, I was like, yo, like you were like kind of keeping it cool to begin with. And now you're just like, nah, fuck it. I'm just gonna just be a full blown, like, just get fucking drunk and make a fool of myself. And like, just make this whole thing worse because they already know these people already have it out for me. And then I'm going to just go ahead and just make a public spectacle in one of the most, culturally conservative cultures.
Well, I mean, she was having a pretty bad week. Her mother abandoned
her,
stole all their money. And she lost her job.
But can your mother really abandon you when you're an adult? Only person that really got abandoned was the little sister. And even then, she's 18.
But she's still in school, and she was trying to. I don't know. I just think that the culture is different. You got to think like you're talking about a culture where
you're right.
Generations live with each other and help each other out. So
my parents
and all they did was leave them with burdens and debt and some kimchi that was so delicious, but they still threw it away.
Which is all fucked up. Like, yo, hey, your dad owed 20 million, won. I got to get that money back.
Yeah.
Like, also, we discovered a new fetish that I never thought of, like women wearing cheap clothes. Oh, I was going to say cheap clothes. Like he loved women in cheap clothes. I was like, that's a weird fetish.
Expensive shoes.
Expensive shoes. Yes. Yeah.
But that's a weird fetish. Like, wear those rags today, baby. Like, what? Okay.
Put on them nice. With the older sister, I obviously haven't watched the rest of the show, but there was one thing that really annoyed me is the fact that she was going around, telling people that she is poor, and even though she, got this money, and she's wearing those shoes that she was given, that
Mhm.
she's been told multiple times by multiple people there's only 3 pairs in the entire nation of Korea.
I wouldn't be able to resist either. And I
Mm.
don't even wear heels. I would just like put them around my neck and just be like, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
cuddle with these. They were so pretty.
We're a
Look.
different shoe culture where we, if we got really expensive shoes, we don't wear them unless we got places to go.
Right.
They sit on the
Look,
shelf
man.
in my room.
This
I
show,
can't wear that. Those are my funeral sneakers, man. Those, how much those cost me? I'm being
this
buried in
show
them.
was dude from House of Dragon. This would have been his favorite show. It was just
Yeah.
feet everywhere, bro.
For real.
He'd have
Feet.
been
Yeah.
blinking it all off.
Must have been shot by Quentin Tarantino.
I didn't even know
Yes.
that it seems like our podcast is kind of like a love letter to people who love feet. Like that's all we're doing is
Right.
catering to. Like, you're welcome. Give us.
So we're rebranding the podcast. It's going to be a
Yeah.
foot fetish podcast.
But it's gonna be foot cannon circus now. We're just gonna go full in.
And all we're doing is selling pictures of our feet, y'all. Come in, tune in for all the toes.
Come for the movie review, leave for the toes.
All right. So, you guys ready to rate this sort of thing?
Oh, yeah.
For those of you who don't know, we do our special rating system. If it's good, we give it a head. If it's all right, we give it a cannon. And if it's some garbage, we give it a circus. All right. So, Lisa, when we talk about the story of this thing, what do you give it?
Head all day, every day. All the
Mr.
head.
My mom watches the show. Mr. Jason.
Once I realized they were not the same person, I'm definitely gonna give it a head.
We're gonna get canceled, y'all.
I regret telling all my friends to tune in. It's fine.
So canceled. Gonna have hate mail because we live in Gwinnett. There's nothing but Korean people here. I would also give the story a head, even though I haven't finished the series yet. From what I'm watching and definitely digging it. And Inju, the oldest sister, if she needed a husband, I'm not rich, but I would treat her nice.
She's so beautiful, and she's in another K-drama. That's how I found this one.
Yeah.
She's in my favorite ever. So you're welcome.
Story wise, guys and ladies, what are we going for? Lisa?
Head.
That's a funny word. Jason?
I'm gonna give it a cannon. Just to mix it up.
Just because.
I'm gonna also go with a head as well. And how would we rate this in Koreanness? I'm just spitballing here. Lisa.
What? Oh, okay, like for like K-drama.
Yeah.
So I usually watch romantic comedy K-dramas. So this was a nice little reprieve from that. So yeah, I get head for that. It kept my attention. It's hard for something that's not a romance to keep my attention, and it did it.
Jason?
Oh well, I guess it's on me. I don't know much. This is my first K-drama, so I have nothing to base it on it. But
I'm so glad
because some of these cultural things that I didn't quite understand, I'm going to give it a head because it was some moments I was like, "Why are they doing that?" And I'm like, "Must be a Korean thing." Just move
You're
on.
also some moments like, why is that character that I just saw in that last scene doing that?
Hey, look, 7 episodes, bro. After that, I was good.
Why is there only one actress in the whole entire show? This is crazy.
Right? She's like the Eddie Murphy of Korean movies.
As of seeing non
Oh, Lisa just got that joke now. She just hit her.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, y'all. Sorry.
Also, as my first straightforward non-zombie involved Korean drama, I also really, really enjoyed this. So I would give it a head as well. So I mean, that's 5 heads and 1 cannon, I think. Either way, who cares? So let's go. If you give it 1 from 5, Lisa, how much should you give it?
5's the best, yeah?
Yes, 5 is the best.
It gets a 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah.
Good. Jason?
I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Only because this is my first. I want to leave some room for error, just in case I see something really
That's fair.
wild,
That's
and I'm like, oh.
You have to compare it to something else, and then once you compare the two, you're like, "Oh, this is actually much better." So his opinion might change later.
Mhm.
I'm going to give it a 4 from what I've seen. So I'm also really digging this show. So hooray, sir! 4.256. This is a Jason
like
number
that.
right there. That's a very solid score. Very solid. You know, we know exactly where he sits with, or this person sits with this.
Nice.
4.256.
Nice.
All right. Oh crap! I got to exit full screen here. This is freaking me out. You know, thank you everybody for joining us here on the Headcanon Circus podcast. You know, we are everywhere that you want to be found. You know, your Apple Podcasts, your Spotify's, your YouTubes, your Twitters, your Twitches, your Facebooks. Also, I got a shout out for our book club. We are doing our book club. I believe we're going to be doing that on November the 30th. That's when we're doing the book club. It is the taking of Jake Livingston. Lisa's already got the book. You got paper. You got a paperback?
Yeah,
what kind of book file are you?
What did you get?
Hard.
And I got Kindle, so we got all sources.
This is by Ryan Douglas. Hopefully, other Jason number A can get Ryan Douglas on the show. If not, we'll still have a good time. Who cares? I mean, it would be cool, but you know,
it would be super.
Pick up your copies. Very cheap. Not the book is not cheap. I mean, the book is cheap, but it's not cheap. You know, guys know what I'm saying. Y'all can afford it. That's what I'm saying.
$9.99 for the paper copy.
Yeah, y'all can afford it.
I don't know what the hardback costs.
I know, right?
$47.99. Because I'm rich. I'm like, you know. My fetish is hard-covered books.
There you go. Put it on their feet. Make sure they
put them on
the page with their toes.
Next week, tell us what to watch next week for our feet podcast.